The enormous cultural patrimony of Puebla and Mexico serve as the focus to describe this key period in world history and the principles of the Baroque aesthetic, as well as its impact on all spheres of European and Latin American society in the 17th and 18th centuries. The content of the International Museum of the Baroque is the result of planning the best way to approach the subject and to transmit its messages to visitors through the very languages of the Baroque, to convey direction, coherence, and identity to the elements of the exhibition design, the didactic content, and the state-of-the-art audiovisuals. International Museum of the Baroque. Let yourself be enchanted by an extraordinary place. The Baroque was one of the most prolific periods in Western history. During the 17th and 18th centuries, it permeated political and economic systems and transformed the conception of nature through innovations in thinking, creating, viewing, and lifestyle. The Baroque is also an aesthetic understanding of contemporary existence. It's a sensibility that allowed for a revolution in thought and creativity, which is revealed again in the eyes of philosophers, artists, and intellectuals through their various modes of expressions. For example, visual arts, fashion, literature, advertising, mass communication, economy, tourism, and science, among others. Let's see some unique characteristics of the International Museum of the Baroque. This is not an ordinary place, it is magical. Number 1. Its international character. The International Museum of the Baroque has thematic with emphasis on the global scope of the Baroque, collections from various countries, and it also offers world classes and activities, particularly in the educational field, and image, literary, and multimedia banks. Number 2. The museum's integral vision of the Baroque. The many expressions of the Baroque art, for example, the material and the intangible, the religious and secular, the centuries-old and the contemporary, and also the Baroque society and its main features, like historical, social, political, and economic aspects that characterize the period and have an impact on its art. And number 3, didactic profile and information center. Just as art is a form of knowledge, knowledge is a form of pleasure. Through visual, graphic, and interactive means, information is offered on the sites where the Baroque patrimony of Puebla and the world can be seen.